You can love someone deeply and still lose yourself in the process. And the moment you lose yourself, the pain becomes unbearable. Most people believe emotional detachment is cold, selfish, or heartless. But the truth is, detachment is often the only way to reclaim your peace when someone has taken too much space inside your mind. You know the feeling. Your mood rises and falls with their messages. Your day depends on their attention. Your sense of self slowly shrinks around them. That isn't love. It's dependence. And it drains even the strongest people alive. Stoic philosophy teaches something radical. Suffering doesn't come from the person. It comes from the meaning you attach to them. And today, you're going to learn how to break that attachment without breaking yourself. This is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming free. This is a calm, grounded, dignified path to taking your power back. Privately, quietly, and with self-respect. If you're ready to breathe again, this is where detachment begins. 1. Clarify what you're really attached to. Most people believe they're attached to a person, but Stoic philosophy reveals something far more uncomfortable. You're not attached to them. You're attached to the story you built around them. That story is powerful, emotional, sometimes even sacred. It's the version of them you held on to during your best nights and your worst days. The version you replayed when you needed comfort, validation, excitement, or belonging. But stories can become cages, especially when the person no longer matches the character you wrote for them. Emotional attachment is rarely pure connection. It's an emotional contract built on 3 invisible anchors: expectation, illusion, and habit. Unless you separate these 3, you'll stay tethered to someone who no longer deserves the space they occupy in your heart. Let's begin with expectation. Expectation is the future you imagine together. The conversations that never happened, the milestones you rehearsed in your mind, the one day you kept believing in. Expectations are addictive because they promise certainty in a world that constantly shifts. But when a relationship changes or ends, it's not just the person you lose. It's the imagined future collapsing on top of you. The Stoics warned us about this trap. Suffering begins when we cling to what we wish reality were, instead of accepting what it is. Expectations are emotional contracts the other person never signed. Yet you feel abandoned when they don't fulfill them. To detach, you must accept this truth. The future you're mourning was created by your mind, not by their actions. Next comes illusion. Illusion is the edited version of them. The version you protect by overlooking red flags, excusing behavior, romanticizing incompatibility, and turning loneliness into love. Illusion grows when you focus on potential instead of patterns. When you fall in love with who someone could be instead of who they consistently are. That's emotional quicksand. And the more you sink, the harder it feels to step out. Stoicism teaches that clarity is strength. You cannot detach from someone you refuse to see clearly. The moment you stop protecting the illusion, you stop feeding the attachment. The 3rd anchor is habit. Often, you don't miss the person. You miss the routine, the morning messages, the late-night conversations, the familiarity your nervous system adapted to. When those rhythms disappear, the discomfort feels like heartbreak. But much of that pain is simply your body recalibrating. The Stoics remind us, you are not your impulses. You are what you choose to reinforce. Habits lose power when they are replaced with intentional routines that serve peace, not longing. To detach, you must separate the person from the story. Ask yourself, honestly, what did I expect from them that they never truly offered? What qualities did I project onto them that they did not consistently show? What routines do I miss more than the actual person? These answers will be uncomfortable, but discomfort is the birthplace of freedom. Now apply the Stoic lens. Reality versus interpretation. Reality is neutral. Interpretation is emotional. Reality says, they pulled away. Interpretation says, I wasn't enough. Reality says, they changed. Interpretation says, I must fix this. Reality says, this no longer supports my well-being. Interpretation says, I can't survive without them. When you separate the two, you breathe again. Detachment doesn't require force or coldness. It requires truth, without desire distorting the lens. You're not losing your heart. You're retrieving it from a place it no longer belongs. 2. Reclaim your inner space. There comes a moment when you realize something painful. They're no longer just in your past. They're still living inside your mind. They occupy your mornings, interrupt your nights. Sit quietly in the background of your thoughts while you're trying to live. This is not just emotional attachment. It's mental occupation. And until you reclaim that inner space, no amount of distance will feel like enough. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind becomes dyed with the color of its dominant thoughts. If someone dominates your attention, they dominate your emotional world. The real battle isn't with them. It's with the space they've taken inside you. You may no longer speak to them, yet you replay conversations, revisit memories, check reminders, imagine explanations. Silence itself becomes a thread. This is why Stoicism demands discipline over attention, because attention shapes memory. Memory shapes emotion. Emotion shapes identity. To reclaim your space, practice mental unfollow, not blocking them online, blocking them in your mind. Every time your thoughts drift toward them, pause and name it. This is a mental visit. Labeling creates distance. Distance creates choice. You don't need to eliminate the thought. You need to limit its duration. Acknowledge it. Then redirect your attention to something real and present. Each redirection strengthens detachment. Next, reduce mental triggers. Songs, photos, scroll habits, places, routines. You don't heal by avoiding life. You heal by building a new one. For the next 48 hours, choose 3 triggers and pair each with a replacement that nourishes you. This is not distraction. It's reconditioning. Your inner space is sacred. Not everyone deserves access. Detachment isn't forgetting them. It's remembering yourself. 3. Remove emotional reactivity. The pain doesn't come from what they do. It comes from how your mind reacts. Stoicism teaches this clearly. You suffer because you react. Emotional reactivity is a chain that keeps you attached long after the relationship has changed. The Stoic method is simple and powerful. Pause. Label. Reframe. Pause before reacting. Label the emotion accurately. Reframe the meaning. A delayed reply becomes fear. A post becomes comparison. A memory becomes loss. None of these are facts. They are interpretations. When you reframe, the emotional charge dissolves. You don't suppress emotion. You master your response to it. And when reaction ends, attachment weakens. 4. Rebuild identity without them. You don't hurt because you lost them. You hurt because you lost a version of yourself that existed with them. Stoicism teaches that identity must be rooted in self-mastery, not attachment.